Are you thinking about switching to an electric vehicle? It's important to have a complete understanding of the situation before acting. We explore the 10 main issues with electric automobiles that every potential customer should be aware of in this enlightening video. We explore the difficulties associated with owning an electric vehicle, including range anxiety, charging infrastructure, and battery degeneration. However, within these obstacles are ideas and potential fixes that could revolutionize transportation in the future. Do electric vehicles really hold the key to a more sustainable and greener future? Come along as we examine the intricacies, debunk misconceptions, and reveal the truths about owning an electric vehicle. Don't pass up this indispensable manual for understanding the world of electric vehicles. It's critical to be aware of the possible difficulties involved in buying and operating an electric automobile as they grow in popularity and appeal to a wider range of consumers. Electric vehicles have a number of advantages, such as reduced running costs and environmental sustainability, but they also have certain disadvantages. These are the 10 issues to think about before switching to electric. 1. Limited range. Limited range is still a major worry for many considering purchasing an electric vehicle, and is frequently mentioned as the main cause of range anxiety. Even though battery technology has advanced, electric vehicles still usually have a shorter driving range than conventional gasoline-powered automobiles. For those who often travel long distances or depend on their cars for prolonged periods of time without access to charging stations, this restriction may be very troublesome. Many owners of electric cars still worry that their batteries will run out of power before they get to a charging station, even in spite of attempts to increase the infrastructure for charging, such as the growth of fast charging stations. Because of this, the restricted range of electric vehicles continues to be a major obstacle to their general acceptance, and prospective buyers, especially those with particular needs related to commuting or travel, should carefully assess their options. 2. Charging infrastructure. The development of charging infrastructure is still inconsistent and incomplete despite being a crucial component in the uptake and usage of electric cars. Whereas rural and less populous places might not have the necessary infrastructure, urban areas frequently have a rather dense network of charging stations, which raises questions about accessibility and range anxiety for owners of electric vehicles. Moreover, regional legislation and geographic location have a significant impact on the accessibility of charging stations. Certain regions have well-developed public charging networks, while others are still underdeveloped. For owners of electric cars, the variety of connectors and charging standards further complicates the process of charging because different charging networks may not be compatible with one another. The increasing popularity of electric vehicles will depend on how well standardized the charging infrastructure is and how widely adopted and useful electric cars are across a wide range of geographic locations and user demographics. 3. Charging time. One important factor that potential owners of electric cars should take into account is charging time, which affects both practicality and convenience. Even while home charging is convenient for electric vehicles and can be done at night or during downtime, it still takes a lot longer to fully charge an electric car than it does to refuel a gasoline-powered vehicle. Depending on the car and the charging infrastructure, a complete charge can still take up to several hours, even with fast charging technologies that can deliver a sizable charge in a comparatively short length of time. The prolonged duration of charging can cause considerable annoyance to drivers, especially those who have hectic schedules or go on lengthy road journeys. The fact that fast charging stations are becoming more widely available, but may still be scarce in some places, exacerbates worries around charging accessibility and time. The goal of developments in battery science and charging infrastructure for electric vehicles is to shorten charging times and improve user experience overall, opening up the possibility of electric automobiles to a wider spectrum of consumers. 4. Upfront cost. Even though buying an electric car can save money in the long run due to decreased running expenses, many potential purchasers still find the initial cost to be a major deterrent to adoption. Since batteries are still one of the most expensive sections of electric automobiles, electric vehicles usually have sticker prices that are greater than those of gasoline-powered vehicles. Even with government subsidies and incentives helping to defray some of the initial costs, many consumers may find the initial expenditure necessary to buy an electric vehicle to be intimidating. Furthermore, individual differences in the perceived value proposition of electric cars, which includes variables like performance, driving range, and available features, may have an impact on the decision-making process. Notwithstanding these obstacles, improvements in battery technology and economies of scale are gradually bringing down the price of electric automobiles, making them more and more affordable upfront compared to conventional gasoline-powered vehicles. Reducing the upfront cost barrier will be essential to expediting the shift to electric mobility and achieving the full promise of sustainable transportation as the electric vehicle market continues to grow and change. 5. Depreciation. When calculating the total cost of owning an electric vehicle, depreciation is an important component to take into account. Despite having many advantages over conventional gasoline-powered cars, such as cheaper fuel and maintenance expenses, electric vehicles may lose value more quickly. The electric car sector is seeing tremendous technological improvement, especially in the field of battery technology, which is one reason leading to the accelerated depreciation. Older electric car models may see a decrease in resale value as newer versions with better features and range hit the market. Depreciation rates may also be impacted by worries about battery deterioration and the long-term viability of electric car batteries. When making selections about what to buy, prospective buyers should carefully evaluate the potential resale value of electric cars, even though government incentives and subsidies may help offset some of the initial depreciation. Despite these obstacles, the general trend toward a greater use of electric vehicles and the rising demand from consumers for environmentally friendly modes of transportation should eventually allay depreciation worries and make electric cars a more desirable long-term investment. 6. Battery degradation. Owners of electric cars are concerned about battery deterioration since it affects the battery pack's longevity and performance. The capacity and efficiency of electric car batteries may progressively deteriorate over time, lowering overall performance and driving range. Temperature swings, charging routines, and the quantity of cycles charged all play a part in battery deterioration. Frequent deep discharging or fast charging can exacerbate battery wear and tear, and high temperatures can speed up chemical reactions inside battery cells that cause faster degradation. Although battery performance is usually covered by warranties from the manufacturer, degradation is still an issue with long-term ownership. However, new developments in battery science such as enhanced temperature management systems and chemistry are meant to reduce degradation problems and increase the longevity and dependability of batteries for electric vehicles. Furthermore, there is optimism for future advancements as research and development efforts are concentrated on enhancing overall performance and prolonging battery life. Even with the difficulties caused by battery deterioration, buyers who care about the environment and are looking for sustainable, clean transportation options still find electric cars to be a strong choice. 7. Cold weather performance. Since low temperatures can affect an electric vehicle's efficiency and range, cold weather performance is an important factor for owners of electric cars. A primary obstacle is that colder climes tend to cause batteries to perform worse, which lowers overall efficiency and driving range. This problem happens as a result of the battery's inability to keep its charge due to slowed chemical reactions in the battery cells caused by cold temperatures. Furthermore, the energy required to heat the cabin of an electric car frequently depletes the battery and shortens its range. Consequently, during cold weather, drivers may have range anxiety and may need to charge their vehicles more frequently. Although improvements in thermal management systems and battery technology attempt to lessen these difficulties, cold weather performance is still a factor for potential electric car purchasers, especially those who reside in areas with severe winters. 8. Limited model options. Customers thinking about making the transition to electric vehicles face a significant obstacle due to the limited model alternatives, as the options may not completely suit their wants or tastes. Even while the market for electric vehicles has expanded significantly in recent years and now offers a greater selection of models than ever before, the choices are still typically more constrained than for conventional gasoline-powered vehicles. The main causes of this limitation are production expenses, restrictions in battery technology, and consumer demand. Customers may therefore have fewer options when it comes to things like pricing range, body design, features, and vehicle size. Additionally, there might be even fewer possibilities for electric vehicles in some specialized markets, such premium SUVs or pickup trucks. Major automakers are adding more models to their electric vehicle lineups, but this restriction will need to be addressed through ongoing innovation and investment in order to diversify the range of models that consumers can choose from, giving them more options and ultimately encouraging the market's continued adoption of electric vehicles. 9. Maintenance and repair costs. Because they can affect the entire affordability and ownership experience of electric vehicles, maintenance and repair costs are an important factor for potential owners of electric cars. Despite having fewer moving parts and simpler drivetrains than conventional gasoline-powered cars, electric cars nevertheless need routine upkeep and sporadic repairs. But the cost and difficulty of maintaining and fixing electric cars might differ based on things like the brand, model, and accessibility to trained mechanics. To service electric car components, it may occasionally be necessary to have certain training and tools, which could result in increased labor costs and longer repair wait times. Furthermore, although getting cheaper over time, owners may still have to shell out a lot of money to replace the batteries in their electric vehicles, especially as the cars get older and their warranties run out. Despite these difficulties, regenerative braking, less engine wear, and fewer fluid changes mean that over the course of their lifetime, electric automobiles often cost less to maintain than gasoline-powered vehicles. However, while assessing the total affordability of electric vehicles, potential buyers should carefully consider probable maintenance and repair costs and budget accordingly. 10. Lack of public awareness and education. One major obstacle to the general adoption and acceptance of this new technology is the lack of public education and knowledge regarding electric cars. Although electric cars are becoming more and more popular, many people still don't fully comprehend the advantages, possibilities, and usefulness of these vehicles. Myths and misconceptions regarding electric automobiles, such as those regarding range, charging infrastructure, and battery life, might result from this lack of knowledge. Furthermore, making the switch to electric mobility necessitates a mental and behavioral adjustment, which may not be immediately obvious to customers who are not experienced with electric vehicles. These adjustments include driving habits, charging schedules, and maintenance procedures. The issue is further made worse by the lack of extensive outreach and education programs from automakers, governmental organizations, and advocacy groups, which deprives prospective customers of the resources and accurate information they need to make educated selections. In order to address the lack of public education and awareness about electric cars, it will be necessary for various stakeholders to work together to provide clear, understandable, and compelling information about the advantages and disadvantages of electric mobility. This will ultimately enable consumers to embrace this game-changing technology and promote change in the direction of a more sustainable transportation future. Don't miss out on the latest updates and insights about electric cars. Subscribe now to stay informed and join the conversation about sustainable transportation.